live.
Hi everyone, we are the Supernova Sisters and we're here to help you supernova the shit out of your lives. Now, in order for a star to be a supernova, there's usually a catastrophic event which leads to a dumping of an excess amount of mass so that you can shine brighter. Now, that's what we're here to help you do. We're here to cut through the crap, show you some Facebook strategies to get your business pumping, and help you with generating leads, blowing up rejection. Rejection, what? Attracting the right business partner or client to you, and really identifying those egotistic behaviors that are holding you back in your life. So let's get to it. If you don't know me, I'm Kelly Sherlock, and I am a freedom educator and digital entrepreneur. I want to share with you all the strategies I know that help me overcome my challenges, not only in my personal life, but in my business life, so that I shine bright like a star. Over to you, Michelle.
That is awesome. I love it. Thanks so much, Kelly. Well, I pretty much class myself as a digital entrepreneur as well, or a mumpreneur, or a travelpreneur. So I'm a mum of 2 young boys. So to be able to work online has just been phenomenal for me, to be able to, work around my children. And then secondly, to also be able to travel with them and be able to take what I'm doing anywhere. So whether it's my kitchen table, which is where I'm coming from now, or a cafe, or even a beach of the world. But when I first started in this industry, I really knew absolutely nothing about mindset. And I remember someone really close to me, a family member actually, who once said, when I picked up a personal development book, and I think it was Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within, is that, why are you reading that CRAP? And I was like, oh. She's like, well, you're perfectly okay as you are. And I stopped reading. And it wasn't until I had a breakdown to have my breakthrough, like that star, that supernova that explodes into a million pieces, to start again to be able to shine brightly, is when I tapped into personal development and learned to drop my ego, surrender my pride, and be coachable, and get that I'm worthy and that I deserve greatness. And so Kelly and I, we've been working together for, a few months now, and to be able to build a team of people and help them also shine brightly. So I really love this name, the Supernova SiSTARS, because it's that whole mindset thing is so challenging, and especially if, well, for anyone, but especially if you're a lady, we can be really, really freaking hard on ourselves. So it's great to be able to connect with like-minded people and help each other, support each other, to be able to have that life of abundance. Kelly?
Definitely. And I think, a lot of our perception is that we're going to arrive at this moment. And yes, the idea of a supernova is that it has this, essential massive breakthrough. And that's really when for me, that's when you get a handle on your ego. And look, you're always going to be dealing with your ego. Ego is never, ever going to go away. But once you start in that path of self-awareness and really just observing yourself, then you notice when egos come up a bit too much, and when ego's running the show and you're not running the show, and the beliefs that you have going on in the background that you, in your subconscious, that you weren't even aware of sometimes. I mean, I've been doing meditations now, I've been doing personal development pretty full on for about 4 years now. And in the last 12 months, I have been super consistent with my meditation. It's been the one thing that I've really, really got a handle on. And some of the stuff that comes up for me, I'm like, what? I had no idea that that was what was happening in the background there. And it's made such a massive difference to my life. But not only that, is that when I have those breakthroughs and when I learn those things about myself, there's billions of people in the world. I'm not the only one having that same trouble. And I get to share that and help other people have breakthroughs and grow themselves and become this supernova and break themselves apart. And that's where the beauty in it lies, when we get to share what we've learned about ourselves and it helps positively influence somebody else's life. So, I think that's one of the absolute gifts about personal, when you really get on that personal development path and you really just start getting awareness and looking within.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Kelly. And it's finding your truth and finding your path, and things are constantly, they're evolving, and sometimes we need to have that breakdown before we can have that breakthrough to open up your Pandora's box. And it's okay, it's totally okay to surrender, because then you're allowing more goodness to come in. And you can fail, but you can fail forward, and you learn from your mistakes. And I've been reading an awesome book at the moment, so if you're a female, you don't have to be, but it's pretty in pink and gold. But Carrie Green is a lady that I've been following. She's actually English, and she's written a book called The Female Entrepreneur Association, where she means business. And she talks about these really, really tough moments where you just want to give up. And even last week I was having a moment or three and wondering, where am I going? Where is my path taking me? And then all these amazing things just started happening. Different female speakers were coming into my realm or my vision, and even a conversation that Kelly and I had yesterday, and that's why we're on this webinar, because we just clicked and we just had this idea that we can all be supernova your success, and have a tribe of women together and be able to support each other, whether you want to build an online business or whether you're wanting to create a blog or a website, or even if you have a bricks and mortar business. You still need to grow within yourself personally before you can grow a business, whichever.
And even if you don't want to have a business at all, even if you are just following us because you love the inspiration that we set, because let's face it, all of our relationships are influenced by our mindset and by the beliefs that we have going on in the background, by the behaviors that we have that are associated with that. So you don't even necessarily need to be in business. I mean, everyone should be doing personal growth, and it's my passion that we start learning it from a very, very young age. I have my brother and sister-in-law and their little 2-year-old boy moving from Canada my brother's moving back to Perth, but my sister-in-law has never lived here, and they're moving here, and they're moving in with me in June. And I really just started talking to them about personal development and strategies that I use, how I start my day off. And I'm going to start talking to my 2.5-year-old nephew about this stuff, because kids are sponges and they learn this stuff. So why not set them up with strategies that they can take with them through the rest of their life? And it's not that they then won't have the challenges, because we're always going to have challenges. We'll always develop beliefs. We'll always develop behaviors. But having that awareness to look within and having strategies to deal with the negative things that we have in our life, learning that from a young age, imagine the power and the way that the humanity will evolve learning these things from a really young age. So yeah, you don't even necessarily need to be in business. For me, I started my personal growth journey purely because I kind of hated myself and I hated a lot of the behaviors that I have, and I was doing the same shitty stuff over and over again, feeling terrible about it, but not understanding why I had no control over myself. So my journey did not start with business at all, but part of that journey, I got to the point where it was like, I don't want to work with other people. I want more freedom. Well, that's not that I don't want to work with other people. Obviously I do. I don't want to work for other people. I want to have freedom of choice, like absolute freedom of choice. I don't want to have to ask someone that if I can take time off. You know, I'd eventually like to have a family. Biological clock's ticking pretty heavily over here. But, you know, I would like to have a family, and I want to have the freedom that you have, Michelle, in terms of, you know, going to your kids' schooling things whenever you want to, if I put them in schooling, because I don't feel great about schooling right now, but, you know, those sorts of things, and deciding that we want to go on a family holiday whenever we want and not having to ask for permission. Like, this whole asking for permission thing is, it irks me so bad. And I was always a peacemaker, and I always wanted to please other people. So I always felt bad about asking for time off. It was ridiculous. Anyway, I kind of went off in a tangent there. But you know, we were talking yesterday, and this is something that I wanted to mention today, is that we were talking yesterday about the mentors that we've had in our life, or that we have in our lives right now. And I think some people, they, you know, particularly in the network marketing industry and, you know, MLM, that sort of thing, they sign up with a company, and obviously they have a leader and there's leadership and that sort of thing. And there's this perception that this can be the only leader that you follow, that because you signed up with that person and that company, that this is your leader, and, you know, and that you don't go anywhere else, that you must be loyal to this company and that sort of thing. And I kind of want to call bullshit on that, right? Because I do, because we all know that saying, that some people come into your life for a lifetime and some come for a season and go and teach you a lesson and that sort of thing. And I believe that about mentors. I believe that about myself. I believe that people will show up in my life, and I either have something to teach them and continue teaching them for a long period of time, or they'll come and go. You know, I don't believe, I'm not everything for one person, and not any of us can ever be everything to one person or to multiple people. There's so many people with so many different skill sets, and and we all have ego. We were talking about, yesterday we were talking about, people who sort of are preaching these concepts and talking about these things, and this is what you shouldn't do, and then this is what you should do, and then they completely go and do that very same thing, and it can be very difficult when you're looking at that person saying, hang on a second, you're doing this. And the point that I got to, and where I've got sort of thinking about and feeling about in the last couple of weeks, is that person has ego just the way that I do. That person's life goes through seasons and challenges just like I do. When we put people up on a pedestal and expect them to be perfect all the time, that expectation is when we feel disappointed. And instead, what we can do is send them love and wonder and be curious about what's going on for them, that they feel like they need to behave in that way, instead of the judgment that's, you're supposed to be a leader and look at what you're doing and that sort of thing. And, and getting to that place, that piece of not judging people and allowing them the space to be who they are, and even offering to chat with someone. And just because they're above you in certain ways and they have a certain amount of experience doesn't mean that they don't need someone to talk to too, and doesn't mean that you don't have something to offer them. I think, that's one of the greater things that we can get to as well, is that we perceive people to be better than us, and nobody is better than us. We're all at where we're at in our journey, and we all have things to offer.
Exactly. And we all have our own stories, and we're all dealing with our own shit.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I certainly think that even, whatever you're doing even your friends, sometimes you will move away from your friends, or they'll move away from you, because you're just going in a different direction, and that's totally okay, because you're growing and you're evolving. And that's also the same, I believe, with mentors or sponsors that you have on an online business, because as Kelly said, you're always growing, you're improving, especially if you're tapping into the personal development. And then, you will evolve, and you may become more attracted to a slightly different style of coaching. I know for myself, I'm really, really enjoying tapping into some phenomenal women that are out in the industry, because they have a slightly softer approach, and I want to be able to provide that as well, and be more real, keeping it real, keeping it
being in line with who you are.
Exactly. Yeah. And sometimes that can be challenging to find who you are, because sometimes we can be afraid to speak our truth, because we're going to piss some people off. But that's their issue. It's not your issue. And it takes courage sometimes to let that go and be okay with that. And I feel now I'm in a comfortable place to be able to move on and speak my truth again, and be the real me. And sometimes, and that comes with branding, and I've changed about 3 times.
And I don't see anything wrong with that. That's another perception, I think, and a belief, is that, a lot of people are talking about branding, and that's great, because obviously there's, brands like, Nike and all of that sort of thing that haven't really changed much. They know, they know who they are, kind of thing, or their why or their purpose, and their branding is very clear, and it's like that. But we're humans, and we aren't necessarily a product, or if we are, we're an evolving. And I think when you can let go of trying to be that same thing as well all the time, and allow yourself to grow, because I liken it to, a captain on a ship or a captain of an airplane. They don't get in there and set course and that's it, put the destination in and off they go. They're constantly making adjustments, because they have to account for wind and turbulence and, currents and waves, all of that sort of stuff. So they're constantly adjusting. I mean, they know the direction they're headed. We know the direction that we're headed in terms of what we want to create in our lives for the most part. But we have the freedom as humans to change that if we wish, and particularly as women, it's our prerogative to change our mind.
Exactly. Do what I say. Do what I do. I don't know.
And we're not perfect. We are never going to get it right 100% of the time. And for me, like, holy crap, when I first started on my personal journey and I started learning about the needs hierarchy, and the 4 lower level needs, the needs of the ego, are certainty, control, significance, a connection, and variety. And love, growth, and contribution are the 3 needs of the higher self. My highest need that I needed to get met was control. Wanted to control everything. Yep, wanted everyone and everything. And I was constantly pissed, because you can't control people, and things wouldn't go the way that I wanted them to. And it was just crazy. But when I let go, when I really understood what that was and how it was affecting my life, when I let that go, life changes. It becomes so much easier when you let go of trying to control other people and the rest of it. It's like, well, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do and do it the best that I can at the time, and let everything else go.
Exactly. And, you can't change your husband. You just cannot go into a relationship to say, I'm going to change you.
Yes, exactly right. It doesn't work that way.
So
now,
really,
Michelle, keep going.
Continue. No, you go.
I was just going to say, after this, we've been on for 20 minutes now, and we don't want to keep people too long. We kind of want to supernova the shit out of their lives in a really short period of time because everybody's busy. So we thought after we talk about a little bit of mindset that we would go into a couple of strategies that we use with our online business.
Yeah, definitely. So your mindset, as what Kelly and I have learned, is so key to success. 80% mindset and 20% strategy, and obviously implementation and being consistent. So do you want me to show what we do with the Facebook?
I think that would be good because you know what you're doing in that sort of thing, and I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, so just to give you a very quick background story. So I started working online a couple of years ago, and I really struggled. I was really I thought I was putting everything into it. I was even living on a beach of the world. I was living in Thailand. I was shooting videos and photos, and I really thought people would be attracted to what I was doing, the life that I was living. But it was because I wasn't doing any personal development. I wasn't putting all those wonderful energies out there and getting it back. I had terrible hang up on money and finances, constantly worried, where was the next dollar coming from? And it did put a stop or a block, they call them the money blocks, to where I was going. So when I connected with this mentor who was talking about mindset, dropping your ego, surrendering your pride, and being coachable, then things did pretty much a 360, and I was able to generate, quite a few $1,000s online. And what he did was showed us a free Facebook marketing strategy, which we're happy to share with you, and because a lot of people don't know it and they believe Facebook is really just a platform that you can share a few images, you connect with friends, and forget about them. You send them a friend request, and that's kind of it at the end of the day, or be able to spend money on Facebook ads. And some people just don't have a marketing budget. But you can actually connect with people on Facebook and start building rapport. And it's all about providing value, but also you want to be yourself. Okay, you just don't want to be constantly sharing other people's images. You want to be able to, put your own content out there, and spread the love. So what I'll do is I'll show you my Facebook. I'll try not to cut everybody off this time like I did last time. It's not good. So as you can still see. So really, so what it is you want to be able to have a compelling, Facebook profile. You want to reflect who you are. So I always, outline to people, I'm a mumpreneur, I'm a travelpreneur on a mission to inspire or to aspire people to live their best life possible. And, you're wanting to post regularly on Facebook, so we just promoted our little webinar here, by putting out some quotes. This is something that I created myself. I use an app called WordSwag. And so there's people liking and commenting. This one here I did the other day, talking about my life as a travel consultant and how actually working online is very similar, because as a travel consultant would earn commissions. And what I'm doing now is still earning commissions on selling 5-star products or 3-star products. So these people here that have all liked and commented on my posts, they are, we can call them leads. Okay, so we can actually reach out to these people. And so if I just click on this link here, and you can do this for any business, is all these, so it was about 40 people that liked my post. These are obviously all friends of mine. I have a public Facebook profile, so anyone in the world can actually see who I am. And so what I do is is just open up a couple of tabs here just by right-clicking on the person's name. And I just want to return the likes and the comments. So if they've commented on my post, I'd want to also comment on their post as well, because you want to share that engagement. So the more value you provide on Facebook, the more likes and comments you get, the more Facebook is actually going to share your posts, and the more eyeballs or people are actually going to see it. So it's kind of like a win-win situation. But it's really important to, go back to people and, like and comment. I might just have to put,
because it's about building rapport with people.
Absolutely.
Because people, when we're talking about business, and this is what we're doing this for business, it's about building that like, know, and trust, and that's who people do business with. So if you're not interested in them, and you're not doing this just as a process, you're genuinely interested in this person's posts. You don't just go and like and comment on anything. It's like, I'm friends with this person for a reason. I've had some contact with them. They're sharing things that I get value out of it. And whether it's humor, because we all need to have a good laugh every day, or, a beautiful quote that really stops and makes you think or feel, it is just about developing that rapport with person and sharing that energy with them.
Absolutely. And she's already come back and replied to my so thank you, love it. So, and then I could reach out to her and just send her a little message to say, hey, because I know she's online. I might just go, hey, Shell, how's it going? And then just pretty much rinse and repeat, and be genuine. As Kelly said, you're not just liking and commenting on random posts. If you don't like something that you see, one, you have to think, do you really want them to be your friend on Facebook? Because you want to be able to attract the people that, you want to surround yourself with. And, not every Facebook friend that you have is on a similar path than you. Some people write some very controversial posts or some very hateful posts or negative posts out there, whereas I want to be surrounded with people who are positive and uplifting and, write really nice, sweet things. Things like that. So that's just one way that you can really be able to connect with people on Facebook, is return the love by liking and commenting on people's posts. You don't need to be spammy at all. We certainly don't encourage you to be pushing business on people. You don't even have to be putting links out there. If people want more information, you can ask them. If you want to know more, for example, this post I did in regards to being a travel consultant and now earning commissions, if people want to know how I create $1,000 days, like Kelly and I, they can just comment below with the word travel, or they can even private message me, and then I can start just building a conversation with them, asking them, what has them looking at more income, or, what do they love to travel? Where's their favorite country to travel to, for example? So that's pretty much it in regards to Facebook. It's all about value, and, writing your own content as well as sharing others. And you can find awesome content out there. If you're, I'll just show you, like this lady I've been following, Carrie Green, Female Entrepreneur Association, and the book that I've been reading. This is a great page to like if you want to be inspired. She's doing a April challenge for free, so she's providing a lot of value out there. So check out what other pages, fan pages are doing, or groups are doing. Connect with people,
before when you sent a message to that lady on your page, I think the other thing I want to know is that sometimes sometimes people aren't necessarily friends with you on Facebook or following you for maybe the right reason. Like maybe it's just very business focused for them. And if you find that you're reaching out to people and they're never replying to your messages and then, you know, not having that contact, you might want to have a look at whether that's someone that you want to keep in your life too. Because if they're not interested in having a relationship with you, because not everyone that's on our page is going to want to have a business relationship with us, but doesn't mean that we don't want to have a relationship with them, as long as it's kind of two-way, because there's an energy exchange going on in there. And if they're constantly just taking, they're not wanting to give, or they're not wanting to have a relationship with you, they may not be someone that you want to keep in your life either, even if it's just digital. And you know, there's this, sometimes we have a lack mindset, and that lack mindset is that we're scared to let people go because we're worried about what effect that might have. But in fact, that lack mindset of not letting people go who aren't inspiring you, who don't have the right energy for you, or who aren't interested in a relationship, they're taking up space in your life, energy space and mind space that you could be giving to other people.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is so true, because we are all energy.
Yeah.
And you're wanting to create universal deposits out there. So, you know, with us doing a webinar, or with us providing value, something of value to people, we're creating a universal deposit. So we're likely to get a lovely deposit coming our way. So
yeah,
it's a nice way to look at things. Whereas if you're speaking negatively about something, if you're angry about something, then what you're going to get back is probably the same, which is anger or more anger.
Yeah. And resistance, you know, that what that is resistance. And then you don't allow abundance to come into your life. You don't allow the good stuff because it's taken up with, you know, all of this other crap.
Yeah, absolutely. So do we want to look at the business side of it a little bit, Kelly?
We can have a quick look at that. We don't want to keep people too long. We've been on 30 minutes for now. But yeah, let's show them a little bit of your back office of what one aspect of our business is.
Okay, so what Kelly and I are involved in is Black Ops, which includes millionaire mentoring, which is what's absolutely changed, turned things around for me when I was able to tap into that personal development. And Exodus is the back office, so it's personal development and leadership, and it has some kick-ass marketing tools within the back office. And like a lot of online businesses will have a suite of marketing tools and also personal development. And what I've really loved about this system is everything's included from we've got this amazing Genesis library. So I'm just going to click on here so you can actually see what products are available. So even if you're new, if it's a bricks and mortar business, or you're just wanting to know more about how to create your own product in regards to social media, how to build a blog, how to use Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, then it has all these phenomenal amount of videos that you can go through, magnetic Facebook marketing, making money in 5 minutes, Powerhouse, how to use autoresponders. I mean, that's $100. That's a one-off fee, and you earn $100 commissions when you on-sell it. And then you get into the slightly more advanced trainings, Twitter, more YouTube, Genesis Elite. And this is actually it's a one-off $1,000 to invest, and you earn $1,000 commissions, which I absolutely love. So it's just great. And the whole personal and professional development, there's 24 audios of top marketers. So Darren Little himself, he is our millionaire mentor. Some of you who are watching this will see some names that are very familiar. We don't have enough women.
I agree, but maybe we need to be the ones that change that.
So Ray Victor,
In network marketing, which can be what this is focused at, but in network marketing, the best leaders are actually the women. They're the most successful because they know how to talk. But yeah, so it's kind of, I don't know if it's because it's there's men behind this business. Maybe that's why they don't have as many women in there. But yeah, maybe you and I should start writing emails and get in contact with our big leader and let them know that we need some more women in here.
We do, and I see like amazing men that are working, and they put in humongous hours to get results. I mean, Darren himself.
Wow, he is a machine. Like, and not in a robot, like doesn't have feelings. But his ability to go and go and go. He's like the Energizer Bunny, I swear.
He is, and he works all-nighters. Now, as a mum, I cannot do all-nighters. I don't expect my team to do all-nighters, so our results can differ. And I'm totally okay with that because I know that I can only put X amount of hours into my business every single day because I still want to spend quality time with my children. So, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be expected to be doing all-nighters, especially if you're a lady.
I have done all-nighters a few times, and in some way, and I have great success with that. But then also on the flip side of that is that I become really, really exhausted, and then I need more time off in terms of like recovery time. Like I was up until 2:00 the other night working, and then I was awake again at 6 and got up at 7, and it was like, oh, I'm kind of struggling here. I might have to have midday nap.
Yeah.
Like, how do these people do this?
Exactly. So you can't be too hard on yourself. You really just need to have a game plan. And I know that's something, Kelly, sorry, I can't even blame baby brain. Anyway, so we'll wrap this up. But Kelly and I are going to be working really closely together, and we're actually going to start doing some Facebook Lives, which I have never, ever done before. And I also know it's really important to get out of your comfort zone and be comfortable with feeling. So I'm putting it out there now. Kelly and I are going to start doing some Facebook Lives.
Yeah, we're super excited about it.
So we can. So we will be able to let you know via Facebook when we're going to do some lives. And we're also going to start an April challenge because we really want April to be hugely successful, not just for us but for our team as well, and for anybody else who wants to join us on this April challenge and just make it freaking amazing. So we'll be able to share with you what we're learning so we can pass it on to you, share the love. So watch this space. But thanks so much for jumping on at such short notice or for watching the replay.
Yes, absolutely. We are here to serve you. So, I mean, if you have any ideas about things that you want us to talk about on our live streams or our YouTube Hangouts or whatever, then feel free to reach out to us and, either write on our wall or whatever, or, send us a private message and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, or what do you think about this? Do you think you could do a live hangout on that? We are open to receiving your requests.
Yeah. Yes. And at least if you tell us what you'd like to know, we won't have to think of topics as much.
Exactly right. We just have to do the prep and maybe get over ourselves in order to do it.
Oh, we'll just wing it. All right, so we'll wrap it up now because we're at 40 minutes past the hour. We want to keep this to
definitely.
So
go ahead and supernova your success.
Absolutely.
Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.